Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is David Murphy, publisher of the National Black Unity News. I come with you today because recently I met this wonderful gentleman. He contacted me, and those who know me, my steps are ordered, as well as God has sent me such a group of powerful people. Beyond even like I say, way beyond my own control. But I learned to accept things as they are. And I am truly amazed with this brother that had recently contacted me. He's many things. He's a journalist. He's a graphic artist. He's a speak. I mean, this brother does so much, and you're gonna find out a lot about him and some of his accolades and his gifts and talents. But I want you to meet the man himself. And the reason I want you to meet him because there's a strong belief that he's gonna be working very closely with me and us. And God has put us on such an amazing task that He has given us, in the road that we are traveling is going to take all types of skill sets and special people who have specialties in doing this and doing that. And I believe this brother fit the bill in so many different ways. It's just truly it's amazing to me, but then I understand how God works as well. And so let me introduce you without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, to Mr. Reggie Taylor. How you doing, Mr. Taylor?
I'm doing great, David. Thank you very much for asking.
Now, before we get started, I want you to tell because, like I said, it's so much to you. But I just want people to know who you are, some of the things that you've done, and some of the things that you're currently doing.
I care. That's a mouthful, David.
I know.
I am currently doing a lot of writing. I'm in writing right now for about 6 different newspapers in different parts of the country, in New York, South Carolina, and Minneapolis, and a couple of other places. I'm working with Community Board 10 in Harlem, New York, to bring honor to Mr. Cab Calloway, a fellow Baltimorean, whom I researched in Harlem at the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture to discover that Mr. Calloway is the person most responsible for New York City coming to be known worldwide as the Big Apple. That's a big deal. And I've worked with Community Board 10. They've given me letters of support. The next move is to the mayor's office in New York City to get him to do something official. I'm very concerned about my hometown of Baltimore as far as the violence problem, the lack of civility, and the homicide rate that we have among ourselves. As you know, I've shared with you, David, I've written a couple of jingles that are public service announcements to try to counteract that. I'm a happily married father of 4, married for 32, almost 33 years. I wear a lot of hats. I get involved in a lot of things, but my focus at the end of the day is what's good for Baltimore.
Okay, let me ask you this question. See, people like to ask me this, and they will ask you once you come on to meet some of the behind the scenes people that work with the National Black Unity News. Just tell them how we met, how you got in contact with me, and what was on your mind.
Oh, that's very interesting. That's a good question. I'd reached out to a former associate. Some in the audience may know his name is Coyote Man. Coyote Man has his network. I worked with him 10 years ago. I was working on a campaign for Baltimore called the Baltimore Community Sculpture Project. I was working with Nick Mosby, who at the time was just a city councilman downtown, and Bill Cole, also a city councilman in the 11th district of Baltimore. And we're trying to get support for the sculpture, which they both supported. The idea was shot down by the Baltimore Public Art Commission very unceremoniously. But in the process of doing that, I was working with Coyote Man, did a couple of interviews. I reached back out to him just last month. And while I was at his office at Security Mall, I picked up one of your newspapers and was so impressed that that was on a Saturday, that Monday, I called you immediately, reached out to you, and we hit it off like old friends.
Yes.
Grew up in similar parts of town, Baltimore. I'm a West Sider. And you and I just hit it off. We have so much in common. And I realized that this was the opportunity I've been looking for a very long time. I have background in public relations and marketing, advertising, promotion, graphic arts, writing. And when I looked at what you do and what you've accomplished, I knew that there had to be a collaboration. So I reached out to you right away, and that's how we came to be able to be very fast friends.
Well, I would be, like I said, I like everybody who knows know I keep it real. And I've been publishing for over 45 years. And recently we just been doing the National Black Unity News for the last 7, close to 8 years. And and I am like a kid in a candy store because I don't know what's around on this road. I don't know what's around the bend all the time. All I know is I'm supposed to keep moving forward. And when Reggie called me and we had this long conversation, we went way back into day back in the day. Like you said, we had so many similar paths. It was like a unreal type of meeting because just amazing how we, like some people say, mirror each other, not only in our journey and with newspapers and media, but our upbringing. Some of the same similar things that happened to both of us. And so that's why I am so impressed with this brother because not his resume speaks for itself, but his character is what I was impressed with because I was telling them about you, the people involved with the National Black Unity News. I would tell them no two people are alike, but I was saying the characteristics of the people in the National Black Unity. They're caring, they're giving, they're hungry too, and it come from all age groups, and we all need to, we all are students, no matter, and we have people from 9 years old to 94 involved with this publication, but all of us are students because I know everybody personally, and I know their stories, and I know what they're up against, and this brother is an asset. I mean, he can help me, he can help you, he can help us in so many ways, and not only that, the most important thing, he can help our community, our people. He has a heart for our people. He's really good. That's why even before he met us, he was already doing these types of things for us. And I want to let you know, sir, I appreciate you for that, for your journey, for your walk in life. I know it wasn't easy because I know mine wasn't, but yet you stuck and you stayed. And you're still on the journey. And I don't think nothing can take you off of that because that's your mission in life. And man, I appreciate you so much. But I want you, I just want you, to the family. That's what we call each other, family. And we all over the country. Some people had never even met face to face sometimes. We used to have meetings here in Baltimore. We invite the family from all across the country will come here. But since the pandemic, whatever they call it, that kind of ceased. And so a lot of people never met each other, but they talk to one another. They communicate and they just have a high respect for one another. And that's my highest criteria when it comes to this National Black Unity News. And I believe, this brother will be reaching out to you, and you will see for yourself his heart, his compassion, not only for the mission of what we do, but his passion for people. And God has blessed this brother with so many gifts and talents, ladies and gentlemen. Like I say, I am truly amazed with him. But Reggie, this is what I want to ask you, sir. Like I said, you've gone through so many things in your professional life and in your personal life as well. And you have challenges like the rest of us do, And like I say, just like me, I'm 71 and I still have needs and wants and I still want to achieve things. And but I do know that sometimes when we go on a journey, it's good. When you had to go through the fire, you had to do that by yourself, but you've been through it and you're still going through because you have a lot of health challenges, just like I have. Like I say, people you be realize once you get to meet this brother, he would share some of them things with you. But because you have been through so much, and a lot of church people would say God is not finished with you yet. And I want to extend this to you because I personally have been praying for some help. Because this is a big task that I do. It's a big, but God had prepared me for it. And so, and when I keep saying like I say, this is by divine inspiration, but God uses people to get his will and his task done. And I believe Reggie is sent, just like the rest of you who are involved with the National Black Unity News. And I want to extend this opportunity to Reggie. Is this, the door is open, and if you're willing to enter in, you're more than welcome. Now, people have, personal aspirations and everything else, and we respect that, and we encourage that. But collectively, we on this road. I think God has brought us together because what the tools that you and I use is media is such a powerful tool, and I just want people to know a little bit about who you are, and and just explain to us just a little bit why you got involved with media and how that became your passion and things like that. I mean, what kind of spearhead you to do something like this? Because it's a
That's a
power.
good question. That's a good question. I'd love to share with the audience. The fact of the matter is, David, I'm a very humble man. I'm humble because I was given a second chance in life very early. I never thought I would actually even live this long in life and accomplish some of the things I did because I got involved in journalism in high school at Douglas High School, where I graduated. I was the editor of my high school paper and at Douglas in my senior year. And the way that happened, this is how I got into journalism, is because after I got expelled from school 18 months earlier for criminal activity that I was guilty of, I was told I would never be allowed in another Baltimore City public school. And after I sat at home for 18 months, I read everything I could get my hands on because I wasn't mobile. I couldn't get out into the world and experience it for myself. You're talking about the mid 70s. That was my introduction to the world, was reading. And reading introduced me to writing. And after 18 months, I decided, you know what, I've got to, after all, well, let me digress. Let me tell you about a very interesting experience that I had. So I was doing my little hustling on the side, which my parents would never have tolerated. My father was a military man. My mother was a disciplinarian. So I couldn't justify the little bit of money I was bringing in nefariously. So I decided, you know what, I can cover my tracks. I can get a job downtown at McDonald's. There was a McDonald's down at Light in Baltimore. I can go down there and I can cover my tracks, have a little income. So I go down there. The manager was so impressed. He said, "Sir, you're hired right now. This is 11 o'clock in the morning." He said, "Lunch rush starts very shortly. We want to put you right on the register." Suffice to say, 3 hours later, I was fired. I was fired from McDonald's, and that did a big, big ego blow to my ego. So I decided, you know what, I've got to go back to school. So I went back to Douglas and I told the principal, I begged the principal, please let me back at school. I said, if you let me back at school, I'm going to make the honor roll the first quarter. I'm going to be the class president, and I'm going to be the editor of the high school newspaper. And this man laughed so hard till he literally cried in my face, cried. He said, son, I'm going to sign off on that because I never heard nothing like that before. So at the end of the first quarter, I took my report card to him. Mr. Principal, I made the honor roll. I was elected by my class as the class president, and I'm the editor of the high school newspaper. And those things are really a huge accomplishment, David, because 3 years earlier, at the age of 14, when I graduated, the day I graduated from Booker T. Washington Junior High School, the day I graduated, I had about $1,500 in my pocket that I had earned, I say that in quotation marks, because earlier that morning, I had done an armed robbery.
Whoa.
I had done an armed robbery. I worked for a stick-up crew that was run by a gentleman that was old enough to be my father. I'm 14, he was at least 40. And we did a series of these armed robberies over so many months until one day, my cousin and I did one, and the police showed up. He was arrested and I was not. And he was 16 and I was 15, and he went to prison in Hagerstown for 6 years. Never put my name into it. He went to prison, I went to college. So I owe the city of Baltimore a debt of gratitude, getting emotional, for giving me that second opportunity. And that's why I'm so highly motivated. I want to help people. It's not all about the money. It's all about giving people an opportunity like the one that I had that I felt I really didn't deserve. And so I'm still trying to earn that. I'm still trying to earn my keep for getting that opportunity and getting that second chance in life. And there's people that may see this video, that may hear this story, that could use my help. I'll do whatever I can. It's not always about the money. I'd like to be compensated. We all need compensation to be able to make our way in life, but it's not
Mhm.
all about that. It's all about giving back. Look at our streets. Look what's happening to our youth, our children. So that's what motivated me to get into journalism, because I could talk about all that. I could express myself. I could try to communicate with other people, try to motivate other people, to try to show other people there's opportunity, there's a way forward. Because if I can do it, anybody can do it. And at that age, while I was out of school, I read the autobiography of Malcolm X.
Mm.
I read another book by Claude Brown called Man Child in the Promised Land. And these things motivated me. And they showed me if Claude Brown could do it and Malcolm X could do it after he was in prison, I can do it. Reggie Taylor can do it. So I'm standing on the shoulders of a lot of people that went before me. And I'm very humble and very sincere about coming. At this point in my life, I've accumulated enough experience to be able to share it freely. And that's what I want to do.
Let me just say this, again, just listening to your story, like I say, it mirrors mine in so many ways, but it's just so amazing how two paths can come and then one day they meet, come at the fork in the road. We will be right back after this message. Welcome back. And I commend you for your open honesty. I commend you for you get to share, because a lot of times people do get chances, but sometimes they never take them. And now here we are at this day and age where those gifts and talents can be used greatly for the masses of people, not only here in the United States but and beyond. And Reggie, I just want to say this to you, man. I can really understand your journey because, like I say, it parallels mine in so many ways. But the bottom line is, just like myself, you could have chose many different ways and different paths, but you chose to do right not only by yourself and your family and your community, and you continue on this road in spite of everything that you had to, go through and still going through. The people I didn't, I know people like those who know me know that I've been through a lot of health challenges in these last several years. And like I say, I find this brother so amazing. I don't know if you want to elaborate on that, but I think it's important that sometimes people need to tell, in spite of their personal journeys and their personal things they go through. If you don't mind, you shared to me that you had some challenges too in your health and stuff. So, I mean, if you want to, you don't have to.
Oh, absolutely. I 8 years ago, 10 years ago, I started having issues with shortness of breath and fatigue, chronic fatigue, et cetera, et cetera. And I was diagnosed with heart disease. And so I went in January of 2015, 8 years ago. I went in for heart surgery, and I had a pacemaker put in my chest because I had been in the hospital for a stay several months earlier, and I'm lying in the bed in the room, and all of a sudden, all these people are crowding around the doctor, the nurses. Are you okay? Okay. And I'm saying, well, yes. And the nurse said, at the nurses station, we're monitoring you at the nurses station, sir, and your heart slowed down so much. We thought it
Whoa.
was just going to stop. We thought your heart was just going to stop beating. He says you went you were going like 2-3 seconds at a time with no heartbeat. And so that precipitated the pacemaker. And that surgery didn't go very well. So I had, between January 2015 and April 2015, I had 3 heart surgeries. And that has become an issue ever since. That and high blood pressure have become issues ever since. So, I don't have time for foolishness, because all of our days are numbered, but I have challenges that stack the deck against me a little bit. So I'm very serious about this mission, David. I want to join you. You said, the door's open. I'm at the door waiting to come in.
Amen.
And I think you and I and a lot of other folks like us, we're not the only ones that have stories like this. But I think looking around at our environment, our city, I think it's time for us to just come together and just do what we can. We're at a point in our lives where we still have enough strength in our bodies to be able to move along. But the other thing that we have going for us is we have a lifetime of experience and we have a wealth of talent and capabilities that we all bring to the table. And, you know, I wrote a piece for the Baltimore Times. I was an editorial writer for the Baltimore Times for almost 4 years. And I wrote a piece a few years ago, and it talked about how Black folk have come to, we were brought here and we started adopting Western values. The Western values, as far as people like you or me are concerned, as we get over 60 and over 70, um, you know, it's time to, you know, put us somewhere so we watch the grass grow until we die. You know, the culture that we came from, elders were elders were everything. The elders were the brain trust of the community, the brain trust of the village. Young people, instead of, you know, saying, you know, you're over the hill and you're not hip, you know, they came to the elders. The young people came to the elders for advice. They came to the elders for their wisdom. And you and I and people like us in this town have wisdom. And it's time that we impart that to the young people. We can't move on. We can't move through this life and pass on without ever giving back some of the wisdom we've accumulated in our time on this earth. Okay. So
Yes,
when I look at my health and I look at my age and I look at the environment that our city is in, man, it's time to just cut the crap and get
sir.
down to work.
That's right.
It's
It's
time to
time.
cut the crap and get down to work. And I think there's enough wisdom, experience, motivation, and resources among us, among people in our age group, the elders, who were one time in our culture, before we were dragged here in chains, we were valued, we were treasured for the wisdom that we accumulated in our lifetimes.
Yes,
So, you
yes.
know, so the health issues just further motivates me to get it done now, right now.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right. Tomorrow's not promised to anyone. And ladies and gentlemen, let me just add this to this. Now you heard my brother. Like I say, he's been through like, and those who know me, you know, it's you as I can almost tell you, you can find this very amazing of his some of his story, and that he just you know just the tip of the iceberg. But I'm gonna say this, you know, this journey with the National Black Unity News has been such an amazing one, and yes, we've grown and we will continue to grow, but we have to change with times and we have to move forward, and you know and they say, ask and it will be given to you. Knock and the door should be open. Seek and you will find it. And and those who know me know that I needed someone to assist me on this journey because the journey is a huge one. You know, the task is great. Our people are going through so many different things that we need all the help and talent that we can get. And so, brother, I welcome you into the family, brother, and I appreciate you. And we're gonna be sending this video out to a lot of our family members and other people as well, because I just want you to know to meet this brother because I am truly impressed with the brother, you know, resume, but more impressed is that he came to us. You know, we didn't see, you know, he came to us on his own free will and just like you just heard, he was impressed with what we do because we, you know, this is a collaboration. This is a family of us. And all of us are students, as I always say, and we welcome people like yourself, sir, who is committed, who have concerns about us, man, and so you know, like I say again, I welcome you, sir, and just get ready because, like I say, it's not what all that we can do for you, you can do for us, but you know, it's reciprocal because you know we want to support you as well because you are worthy of in so many different ways. And now, like you say, it's time. We are worthy, and you know, and the work we do is very worthy. I mean, it's needed, and with your skills and your talent, you're just going to help us get there. You know, open up many more doors with us. And so I'm looking forward to working with you, for you, and everything else because I am a servant. You know, I continue to serve. And anybody who's in the National Black Unity News, I know you come to help us, but you know, at the same time, we're here to help you as well because that's what family do. And so, welcome to the family, sir. and
I
looking
appreciate that,
forward
David.
to working with you and those who want to. Family, call this brother up, talk to him, introduce yourself, and he'll be calling you. He'll be introducing himself to you as well. And we looking forward to the journey. So I just want you to introduce this brother to you. And thank you, Reggie, man. Much love and respect, sir, because like I say, man, I'm like I say, to me personally, you just sent. And I appreciate that. I appreciate God for sending you.
I appreciate you as well, David, and I appreciate what you've done. As I said, I've done a lot. I participated. I was a participant in 2003 in the World Trade Center site memorial. I designed a sculpture for that. I have a right now, and if you go online to the 9/11 memorial in New York City and put my name in, my work will come up. I've gotten citations in the Congressional Record, working in New York City to promote unity, right? To promote unity in New York City. I've done a lot, but that pales in comparison as far as I'm concerned what you do, because you're right at eye level with the folks in the community that I grew up in. And that's why I'm really excited about working right here in this community. I spent almost 15 years in New York City and I got a lot of good experience there, but I'm bringing that home. I want to put that to work right here in Baltimore.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this now, sir. Yes, we based here in Baltimore, but we nationwide and beyond. So you're gonna be working in New York, California, Africa. We all over the place, but things do begin at home, and we based here, and things was created here. And but like I say, the people that we involve is all from all over this country and all over the place. And like I say, God has prepared you for this task. He prepared us for this task. And all we have to do is just go forward and bring our skills, our gifts, our talents to our people. And they the ones going to benefit from what they the one has already benefit what we have done. But at the same time, the journey is vast and it's also rewarding, because I can tell you so many stories that you already know that the things that we do when you're a journalist, when you write, words do not come back void. They land somewhere on somebody. And most of the time, people that you never know, you wrote it, like I say, you continue writing so many papers, and people are reading your words. They may never come back and say to you, yeah, that inspired me, that did this for me, this, that did for me. But it landed there. You inspired, and you altered them just by when they read your words. So, like I say, we looking forward to working with you and to the family, to our larger family, to our community. You will see him in our next issue. So get ready. And so I'm gonna bid you all a good day. And I want to thank you, Reggie Taylor. And this was just an introduction to introducing you to one of our newest family members. So thank you, sir, and looking forward to working with you.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Baltimore. I love you all.
All right, take care, man.
Take care.